OTB Spreads here, coming to you guys live on August 4th. Take over Tuesday, where we're going to run up the score, book the one-way, and cash some slips. Swept the slate yesterday, cashed all over the board. Told you guys it was a value spot, the way to attack and the way to approach it. All the underdogs almost cashed yesterday. I think only like two favorites won, man, out of that full slate. It was a nice day, and we cashed big. So let's get back to it. Let's get back to the basics. We're going to dive into this slate. I do believe today we will see more favorites win. I do believe it is a selective slate. You want to play those favorites in the right spot. There's some favorites I won't be playing the juice with. There's some favorites I will be paying the juice with. And then there will be others, underdogs that I like the Detroit Tigers and Pittsburgh Pirates. We can talk about those once we get into it. But let's keep it moving. Let's dive into today's slate. And Kalshi is brought to you today. They are sponsoring the show. Sign up today, guys. Up to $500 in new user sign up, man. That link will be in the bio. If you can deposit 25 and get 500, why not do it? Let's dive into the show and let's get to the bag. All right, guys. First up on today's slate, I'm not in love with this Orioles-Angels game, so I'm just going to stay off of it. Cade Povich, Grayson Rodriguez, both of them ugly. Maybe you look at the over total, but guys, I'm off of this one. Don't even want to cover it. Ugly game. Could go either way. Both are out of the playoff race for the most part. Orioles could maybe make a late push in the AL East, but for the wild card spot, but most likely no. All right, guys. Oakland A's taking on the Reds. Look, we got JT Ginn on the mound taking on Brady Singer. We've talked a couple times about Brady Singer and how well he's played at Great American Ballpark. But look, man, this is a team that has struggled against righties. They rank dead last in the MLB, the Reds do, against righties. JT Ginn has been respectable as a righty pitcher. I like what I've seen out of the Athletics here with their bats facing righties. You know, they're middle of the pack. You know, they hit lefties extremely well. But middle of the pack, team's getting healthy again. Does look like potentially Langeliers and Nick Kurtz could miss this game. But even without those guys, I think that the A's do enough to get a win here. Give me the A's on the money line for the value at plus 134. Next up, guys, we have the New York Mets taking on the Guardians. You got Cantillo on the mound taking on Sean Manaea. And look, Manaea, these Mets, they've kind of sold off here at the end of the season. Manaea's looked a little bit better over the last couple games, but still, he hasn't been that pitcher that we saw, you know, a month and a half ago. So for me here, even Joe Cantillo with some of his inconsistencies, I like what I've seen out of the Guardians offense. I like what I've seen out of, you know, their bullpen here recently. And honestly, the better starting pitcher quality in Cantillo, a 2.85 on the FIP versus a 4.75 against Sean Manaea. For me, it's more of a pitching edge here in this matchup with Cantillo versus lineup for lineup. We do know there's some good bats in the New York Mets. They still could get after the Guardians, but the Guardians are at home. They play really well at home. Go ahead, give me the Guardians here on the money line. Next up, we got the Washington Nationals taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. We got Jesus Luzardo on the mound taking on Carson Palmquist. Carson Palmquist, man, you know, he's more of a rotational guy. I would be surprised to see him step up here and really command a game and get a win against this Phillies team. So for me, it would be Phillies here with Jesus Luzardo. You know, there's definitely a lot of player props being recommended on the side of Philly today. And when you see that, typically that means offense, and offense is what ultimately wins ball games. They're playing at home in Citizens Ballpark where they play much better, plus 3.5 on the run differential. Sharp money moved in on this thing early. Looks like the market is settled at a heavy juiced price at minus 270. So for me, if I'm going to play this side, it would be the run line, minus 1.5 on the Phillies with Luzardo to get it done. Only question mark is here, look, Nats ranked top 10 in hitting lefties and righties. We do know they're a great offense, but they were top 5 just a week ago. We've seen this offense struggle a little bit here over the last couple games. The Phillies, they've struggled against righties this season. They ranked 26 out of 30 in the MLB. Lefties, they haven't been much better, but they can hit the lefty and Carson Palmquist a little bit better than they've been hitting righties over the last 30 days. Give me the Phillies, minus 1.5 on the run line. Next up, St. Louis taking on the Yankees. We know yesterday we were all over the Cardinals. I called it. I said there was a clear road there. I was not going to pay the juice for the Yankees here. The Yankees look like they are back up here, guys. Sorry, just one moment. I can't read my screen. We updated the font on Blowout Alert. We're changing it back. I just need to pull up my phone here so I can take a quick peek at some of these lines. The font's too small. I can't see it. And I know if I can't see it, you guys can't see it on YouTube. I just want to get the accurate number here on the Yankees. It's minus 185 now. Heavy juice line because of Ryan Weathers, better pitcher. You can dive in here. But once again, this is one of those games where it's like kind of back to what I talked about yesterday. Is this really that big of a mismatch? Hunter Dobbins versus Ryan Weathers. Hunter Dobbins has been kind of respectable this season. I mean, he does give up earned runs. Um, Yankees made a really big late push yesterday, but I'm not sure I can back the Yankees at minus 185. I don't want any part of the run line. That's for sure. So for me, guys, this is either probably the Cardinals play or I don't play this at all. This isn't a game I love. Probably one of my least favorite on the slate, just because Dobbins is a question mark. He has given up, 10 earned runs in his last 4 starts. Ryan Weathers, he's given up 11 earned runs in his last 5. So if we go 4 for 4, it's 7 earned runs in his last 4 starts versus 10 earned runs in Hunter Dobbins' last 4 starts. So for me, guys, I would want to be back on the Cardinals side of things. I would give a look at that plus 1.5 today. I think that's probably the play. It's not sexy, doesn't pay well, and that's the thing about this game. They've priced this out of the market. There's not a ton of value. I do think that this is a slight edge to the Yankees here. So for me, I'm not willing to pay the minus 185 with the Yankees. Ultimately, if you want to bet a side, I think the Yankees edge this one out, but I think the smart play is the Cardinals at plus 1.5. Next up, guys, Chicago White Sox taking on the Red Sox. Sandoval's looked really good in his last couple starts. He did meet up with the White Sox not long ago, held them to 1 earned run, 5 hits, 4.5 innings pitched. I think we see more of the same today. Davis Martin's been getting peppered. The Red Sox have been absolutely crushing lefties, but struggling against righties. That's my concern today with this Red Sox team. Can they break out of this slump with hitting righties? Sandoval, I think, will get the work done on his side. Question is, will the bats with the Red Sox step up and hit the righties today? For me, I like the Red Sox here. A little bit of an edge on the run differential. These are 2 good offenses right now over the last 30 days. Davis Martin has showed us he's been struggling. He's a home dependent, likes to play at right field. Boston and Fenway. Give me the Red Sox here at minus 130 on the money line. Give me the Red Sox. Next up, Miami taking on Atlanta. Looks like we got Ryan Gusto on the mound. And Gusto's not been horrible, but he hasn't been fantastic. When they give him the starts, he has had times where he's gotten peppered. Grant Holmes, they've got some wins out of him, but he's also been giving up earned runs. I think for me, this is a look on the over, 9 runs, but I would also want to be on the Atlanta Braves here on the money line. I think that they hit righties extremely well, one of the top in the league at hitting righties. They're top 15, they rank number 12. But they can definitely hit righties and get after Gusto. I think Grant Holmes has the better stuff as far as pitching goes. Better ERA, sub 4, better whip. Gusto and him are about even across the board on walks, K rate, and sharp contact. Go ahead and give me Grant Holmes and the Atlanta Braves here on the money line. Next up, Twins, Royals. Joe Ryan got worked in his last start against the Royals. We were on that side. We took the Royals last game. But for me here, this is a bounce back spot for the Twins. They've been hitting the ball really well. They've got a +2 edge on the run differential. So for me, give me the Twins here on the money line, minus 140. May not be the most sexy play, but they should get the win. Give me the Twins on the money line. Talked about this one when we opened up the show, guys. Logan Henderson, Jared Jones, both playing really good baseball over their last 5 starts. Logan Henderson, phenomenal control in his last start. 0 earned runs given up. Jared Jones did give 3 up in his last go, but before that had 3 starts with only 2 earned runs. But he was playing Arizona. Arizona hits righties extremely well. Milwaukee ranks in the top 5 hitting lefties and righties. But look at this, man. You have one of the best teams in the league hitting righties. Number 2 team in the league hitting righties. Who do you think the number 1 team in the MLB is hitting righties? We'll get to them later. That is the Dodgers. But guys, Jared Jones, he has looked good. For me, I want to be on the team that can hit the righty the best or second best in the MLB. I think Jared Jones has been pitching much better. I know they're in Milwaukee. Pittsburgh doesn't travel as well, but they can still get it done. A record right around 500 on the road. They're still competitive on the road. Give me the Pittsburgh Pirates here. One of the better value plays on the board today. We'll keep it moving. And I also want to highlight, before we keep it moving, I also want to highlight the under 7.5. I do think this is a pitcher's duel. I think this game finishes up 2-4, 3-4. I think it's a close game. If you wanted to take Pittsburgh on the run line as well, I think it could come in handy, even if they were on the losing side. But I'm going to play the money line here in the under 7.5. All right, guys, next up, we just talked about the number 1 hitting team against righties. Javier Assad is a righty, but he has been playing well over his last 5 starts, only 3 earned runs. The Cubs bats have been backing him up +4 on the run differential. But look, this is big money, big city, big market baseball, Targ Schoolball with the debut today. Cubs can get after lefties. They hit lefties extremely well. Number 2 in the MLB. So you got the number 1 team in the MLB versus righties, number 2 team in the MLB versus lefties. And we've got to lay the run line with the Dodgers, right? That's what we're saying. That's what we're thinking. Now, if you dive into the line and you really break it down on what the books are thinking on that one, once again, they're protecting themselves with the Dodgers just like the Rays yesterday. They're giving you plus money to put a run in your pocket with the Cubs. And I think that's indicative of the Cubs having a very weak starting pitcher on the mound. Javier Assad, even though he's been good, has only been getting about 3 to 4 innings. They're going to go to the bullpen much earlier than the Dodgers will. Dodgers have struggled with their bullpen at times, but I think big city, big market baseball, Targ Schoolball's first game, he's going to bring that heat. He's going to bring his best stuff. Give me Schoolball. Give me the run line, -1.5 with the Dodgers. And I would also maybe potentially give a look at the over in this one, guys. Both of these teams crushed opposite side of the baseball, the opposite side of the plate. Got the Dodgers hitting righties really well, Cubs hitting lefties really well. I could see this game being even with Schoolball on the mound, he's given up a couple earned runs in some of his starts here this season. I could see this game being, an 11, 12 run game, maybe like a 6-4, 7-5 type ball game. Not in love with it, but I do lean the over, and I'll lay the run line -1.5 with the Dodgers. Next up, San Francisco Giants taking on the Rangers. Another not favorite play on the board. I know there's a couple of them today, and it's just probably easier to stay off of them. You got Blake Tidwell starting for the Giants, Mackenzie Gore for the Rangers. Gore's been just horrendous. I've went to him a couple times, and it feels like every time we do, he just has another horrendous outing, gives up a ton of earned runs. Mackenzie Gore just hasn't looked good this season. 16 home runs on the season, 44 walks. You add those two numbers together, that's 60 in total. And then you look at his K rate, 136. He's given up 50% out of what he's striking guys out back in home runs and walks. It just really isn't doing it for me here with the Rangers. There is a little bit of juice there at -186. So for me, this is a tough one to call. It's a tough one to handicap because I like what I've seen out of the Giants as far as run differential goes. They are at home. The Giants struggle on the road, 22-38 on the road. They're 26-27 at home. So for me, the edge would probably go to the Rangers being home field, having a good offense. 241, they're ranked 20 out of 30 in the MLB. And then this is the thing here with the Giants. They don't struggle against the lefties all that much. So for me, this is a roll of the dice here with the Giants for the simple fact that they don't travel on the road as well. I think that if they were at home in Oracle Ballpark, I think I would have called them. And if it wasn't Tidwell on the mound, Giants are going to be to the bullpen a little bit earlier. That is a concern because Tidwell is more of a rotational guy and the Giants have an extremely bad bullpen. But guys, this is a value play with the Giants here. I would say it's probably better off not to wager this one. But if you wanted to put together some crazy little parlay and throw them in it, go for it. But yeah, Giants for me, fade the game. That's where we're going. Next up, Toronto Blue Jays, Houston Astros. Better team, Houston Astros. Offense is extremely hot right now. +1.5 on the run differential. Wazinski's on the mound, but Savage has really struggled. He's been giving up a lot of earned runs, walking multiple batters. As we saw on July 11th, he walked 7 batters. He's had multiple walks in every single game this season. You don't want to put runners in scoring position against the Houston Astros. You'll learn the hard way. So for me, better bullpen here with the Houston Astros, even if Wazinski can't get it done and they go to the bullpen early. I think the Astros have enough offensive talent to get this thing done. Give me the -125 with the Houston Astros. Next up, Tampa Bay Rays, Colorado Rockies. Look, Gabriel Hughes, inconsistent. He's still learning how to become a big league pitcher, but he hasn't got peppered yet. I think that if there's a lineup that peppers them, it is this one here, Tampa Bay Rays. We saw them dominate yesterday's game. It was our MLB lock of the day. Freddie Peralta making his MLB debut. He has struggled with the Mets at times this season, giving up some sharp contact, big earned runs, playing in Coors Field. He hasn't always been that sharp in Coors. This Rockies team, they hit both sides of the plate really well. Another good offense like the Nats. You know, the Nats and the Rockies are two really good offenses. They just don't have the starting pitcher rotations or the bullpen to back them up. Here, the Tampa Bay Rays, we do know they have the bullpen to back them up. We do know they have the offense to back them up, and they have good defensive numbers. So for me today, it's the Tampa Bay Rays. I'll go back to the run line, -1.5. It's not as solid of a play as it was yesterday, but I still believe the Rays can win by 2, and we'll keep it moving. Next up, we got the Detroit Tigers taking on the Seattle Mariners. For me, this is my favorite underdog play on the board with the best value. +110, taking on Seattle Mariners in T-Mobile Ballpark. Emerson Hancock, one of their weaker starters in this rotation outside of George Kirby. So for me, it's Melton, who's been absolutely lights out over his last 5 games. Only 3 earned runs in his last 5. If you dial that back to 7 last game, in his last 7, 4 earned runs in his last 7. I mean, that is impressive. And if you go over his 10-game slate, man, 11 earned runs out of 10 games. He's given up almost less than 1 earned run each game. He's carrying a 1.78 over his last 10. Troy Melton, these Tigers, sign me up, +5 on the run differential. I think there's a clear edge here to the Tigers as an underdog. I think the books got this one wrong. Give me the Tigers on the money line. Next up, we've got San Diego Padres taking on the Diamondbacks. Eduardo Rodriguez, I've talked about him all year. I think a lot of people expected regression from him. He's had a little bit here recently, 2 earned runs, 5.22. But when you're carrying a sub-3 ERA, you're going to see some regression. Guy's been a ground ball pro. He does not have good strikeout stuff. Most of the better strikeout pitchers are up in the mid-100s at this point, 130, 120, 110. He's got 88 on the season. He's not a big-time strikeout pitcher, but he is facing Randy Vasquez, another pitcher kind of similar to him, needs the ground balls, is only going to get you about 3 to 4 innings. I think Eduardo Rodriguez, he's going to get you a lot more innings, a lot more quality. They won't have to go to the bullpen as early. We do know the bullpen has stepped up here for the Diamondbacks over the last few weeks. The Padres have had to go to their bullpen a little bit more often these last couple series. I think there's some fatigue there. Give me the Arizona Diamondbacks here that have been playing really good baseball as of late. The problem with them is they struggle against the righty, and that is a concern. They're number 1 in the league against lefties. That's my only concern with this Diamondbacks team today. Can they continue to hit righties? They did it yesterday against Michael King. It was a get-right spot against a bad righty pitcher. But look, it was a 3-run home run by Tim Tebow that ultimately settled the game for him. That 3-run kind of guided them into the bottom of the 8th to add a couple insurance runs. So for me, it's Diamondbacks here on the money line, -116. Another great value play, not overjuiced. They should be able to get to the Padres today. Give me the Arizona Diamondbacks. All right, guys, that's the slate. That's the show, man. I appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, I think it's more of a selective slate today. You kind of want to focus on some of these value plays mixed in with some of these favorites. I feel good about the Dodgers on the run line. I feel good about the Tigers on the plus money side. Pirates, Milwaukee, I like the under 7.5. Along with that money line on the Pirates, I wouldn't parlay that in there because this game is a true coin flip game between the Brewers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think it's going to boil down to who's the better pitcher today, and that's really what's going to decide it. That's why I'm playing that under at 7.5. And then outside of that, guys, if you wanted to play the Tampa Bay Rays -1.5, you can. And then Arizona Diamondbacks, another good look for me on this slate. And before I wrap it up, I would not be doing myself a favor if I didn't point out the Red Sox one last time. I think the Red Sox at Fenway, like I said, today is one of those days where the favorites should win, like the Red Sox, like the Diamondbacks, like the Dodgers. But there are a couple spots where the underdog should get them, like the Pirates as well as the Tigers. So we'll see how this thing shakes out. Braves, just rewatch the slate. Twins, couple leans I really like. Couple fades I would just stay away from in general. Stay away from the Baltimore game. Stay away from the Cincinnati game. Mets, Cleveland. Phillies, Washington. You could take the Phillies. Not in love with it. It's a little bit too juiced for me. The books might clean you up on that one with a Washington win. St. Louis, if I'm going to bet that game, I'm probably going to bet the St. Louis side. For me, guys, the games don't really get good until about, that Chicago White Sox-Boston game. That's where the slate really gets good. Feel more confident in those plays with Boston, Atlanta, Twins, Pittsburgh, Dodgers, This San Francisco Rangers game, I said go Giants, but the bullpen's going to be brought in early again in this Giants game, so that could go either way. It just depends on if the Giants offense shows up. If the offense shows up, they have a chance, but if it doesn't show up, Rangers will probably get a close win. Toronto, Houston, it's Houston for me all day long, and then Tampa Bay, Detroit, Arizona Diamondbacks. So yeah, I like the back half of the slate more than the first half of the slate. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to subscribe. Book the fucking one way. If you want my premium plays, they're in the descriptions tab. See you next time.